Despacito, quiero desnudarte besos despacito, como las paredes de tu laberinto. So I'm going to do a really chatty patty video, and I don't think I've actually done like a chatty video to the camera. I don't think I've ever done that on my channel. So this is going to be like new but exciting, so this is going to be good. I've actually moisturised my face. I've let it sit for like about 10-20 minutes because you don't want it to be like super oily when you put your foundation and stuff on. That's just not a good look. So we're going to start off with the Maybelline Baby Skin, and we're going to use that to prime the skin underneath. This is just going to kind of give us a nice, smooth, poreless finish, because you don't want your face to look, you don't really want like a lot of pores on your face with this sort of look. You kind of want it to look really effortless, like you've literally just woken up. So we're going to let that primer like settle in a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this MAC Strobe Cream. I've got the shade Gold Light. I actually got this from Duty Free when I went on holiday. I'm going to use this underneath my foundation as like a base. Now this is a strobe cream, so it is actually in the name. It's basically a cream that creates like a natural highlight for you. The foundation we're going to be using today is like really sheer. It's like buildable coverage but not too heavy, because you don't really want to be like cake faced when you are going for like a dewy golden sort of style look. Well, in my opinion anyway. As you can see, like my face already looks like so much more healthier, so much more glowy, so it definitely works. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly spot conceal. Now I don't actually have my conceal palette on me, my like colour correcting palette on me. I usually have it, but my sister took it for a wedding and then I ended up saying that she could have it, and I think I need to go and invest in a new one, which is fine. I will probably do that over the weekend, but I'm just gonna like spot conceal anywhere where I have like red blemishes and stuff, just to kind of make my life a little bit easier, because this foundation is not full coverage. It's kind of like a sheer glow coverage sort of thing. So yeah, and I don't really want to have like red spots like peeking through once I put my foundation on. So I'm going to be like kind of heavy handed with this concealer, just you know, to conceal anything. And then I'm going to use my Beauty Real Techniques blender just so that I can kind of blend all of this out. I'm not going to like spend too much time blending because my foundation is going to go on top, and I kind of want that concealer just to kind of sit on my skin underneath, so my blemishes are concealed, if that makes sense. So over the lips, getting ready for whatever we're going to be putting on next. And then the foundation that I'm going to be using is the L'Oreal Paris Nude Magique Eau de Tint. Now this is literally like a water-based foundation and it is really light. I don't really want my foundation to be too heavy, if that makes sense. I kind of want my foundation to just look natural. So I'm just going to put some under my eyes where I have my dark circles, and down my nose a little bit, on my lip, and then just basically like where I feel like I might need a little bit more extra help coverage wise, like around my neck I've got like a few breakouts, and I don't know why, but is there anyone else that gets breakouts like underneath their chin and around their neck area? I never used to break out there, but now all of a sudden like I have been, and it's really irritating. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take a flat Zoeva foundation brush, and I'm just going to like pat it in to my skin before I use my beauty blender, sorry, because I feel like with the beauty blender, especially with this, because it's so watery, I feel like it just kind of sucks all the product into the sponge. But if I tap this on my skin initially, it kind of will not soak up as much product on the sponge, and I can just kind of like blend knowing that my product is still on my face. Just letting the brush kind of just like dab I had to dab on the foundation a little bit, but then I'm going to go in with the Beauty Blender and I'm just going to use like the rounded bit just to kind of like tap that into my skin. These hoops are ridiculously big. They're like not even practical to wear, but I do like them. The reason why I like using this foundation with a Beauty Blender is because it really does kind of give you that dewy, non-cakey look when you use it like this. So I feel like I do need a concealer that is going to be able to just take away that hollowness. And I'm going to use a choice of two. I'm going to mix them. I really like this Anastasia concealer, mainly because I need to get like a brush that I can use. Oh, there we go. Mainly because it is just really like nice full coverage, but it's also creamy, if that makes sense. Now I hope I'm not like too overexposed because this lighting is like just too much, and I will actually, this is probably going to be my last video with crap lighting because I've ordered myself a ring light which I'm super excited to use, and hopefully should be in the post like any minute. So my videos should hopefully be lighted a lot better, and I won't be so like overexposed. I'm in the shade 2.0, and I really like it because it's really like creamy and dewy, but I do feel like sometimes I need to just go in with a little bit more of a cream base, because it is cream based, but I always feel like the Anastasia concealer creases under my eyes if I don't use it mixed with another concealer. I don't know if it's just me, if I'm using it the wrong way. So if someone has used this concealer before and they don't crease, then please do let me know how you've managed to get that look, because I struggle with under eye creasing so bad. And then I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution contour kit, and I'm going to basically use this Banana-y powder at the top, which clearly I use quite a bit, and I'm just going to use that to set under my eyes, just because I don't want it to be like super cakey. I want to keep the dewiness as well, but I also just want to set it because I have oily skin, and this much dewiness sometimes is not a good look. Put my T-zone in it. The only thing I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finish off the eyes. Now the eyes are going to be very, very simple. I'm going to be using another Makeup Revolution palette. This is actually the Neutrals V Neutrals palette, and I absolutely love this palette. I use it to death like all the time. I'm actually going to be using this shade here, and I'm just going to put it into the crease of my eye just to kind of bring back a little bit of definition, but I don't want a lot of colour going into my eye because, again, like I said, I want to keep this eye look very, very simple. So I'm just going to kind of brush it across my eye just to give me that definition back again, because can you see this eye looks very flat in comparison to this eye now. So I'm just going to basically put back a little bit of colour. I know it kind of defeats the point because you'd like spent all that time concealing just to put back the sort of darkness on your eyelid, but I just feel like that looks the most natural for me. I'm going to take this super pretty shimmery shade, it's just the one underneath here, and I'm just going to, with my finger, just run it across my eyelid. Again, this is a very simple and extremely, extremely basic look for the eye, but I really don't want any of the attention going to my eyes. I want it to kind of go on my highlight, but I want my eyes to be a little bit sparkly because I kind of want that whole unison of the sparkliness. So I'm just going to put it in the inner corner of my eyes as well, like so. Taking my eyelash curler now, and I'm just going to curl my eyelashes ever so slightly. Now I'm going to do this before mascara because I don't know, like I've heard some horror stories about people that curl their eyelashes after mascara, and I'm like, what you doing? That is not the way forward in life. I don't really want clumps of my eyelashes to like come out. It's just a mascara from French Connection. I just like the wand on it, so I'm just going to use it. I'm just going to add some to my bottom lashes as well, and that is pretty much me done with the eyes. So the next thing I'm going to do is contour my face. I'm going to use the Bourjois Bronzing Primer, but I'm actually going to use this as a bronzer, if this makes sense. So I'm going to take this, it's a cream product, and I'm just going to add that to the hollows. I want to keep my contour quite light and not so like in your face, if that makes sense. I want it to be a little bit subtle, but I still want it to be there, if that makes sense. But I just don't want it to be like so harsh, because I want my face to still look like quite youthful and glowy. But I want to add a little bit of like this tan colour to it. Down the bridge. This is going to be a very subtle contour, so I may have to go in with a powder one once I'm done, just to see how it looks. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with a powder one. First one, and then that is 2. Okay, so now I'm just going to blend it all out with my beauty blender. It's not actually a beauty blender, it's a Real Techniques sponge, but same thing. I really like how pretty this contour is, because it's like there, but it's really soft at the same time. I'm going to blend my jawline down. Okay, and then I'm going to take this same contour palette, wrong palette. I'm going to take the same contour palette and I'm going to use the shade that's just below the banana shade, and I'm going to just contour out my nose ever so slightly. I'm going to go in with this pink one instead, because I feel like the other ones aren't really doing what I want them to do on my face at the minute. Because I just want to add a tiny bit of colour, but I don't want to like go cray cray. Now onto the good stuff, the stuff that's going to give us that summer glow. And I'm going to use like a few products to layer over each other. So the first thing that I'm going to use is this L'Oreal True Match Highlight. It's a liquid glow illuminator. I'm basically just going to put some on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use it to highlight the really high points of my face. Now this is actually a liquid high. Ooh, that is nice. That is like really catching the light in a really pretty way. That is really nice. I'm actually going to layer another cream product onto it. So I'm just going to bring it down the bridge of my nose ever so slightly, and then on the tip, just to kind of do that. And then I'm going to keep it there. And the next one that I'm going to layer on top of it is the Benefit High Beam. Now I never used to like this product before, but I feel like I just wasn't using it in the right way. It's more of like a pearly white champagne-y sort of highlighter. And as you can tell, like this is like, wow, this literally is like strobe lighting the shit out of my face right now. What I'm going in with next is MAC Soft and Gentle, and I'm just going to use a fan brush to basically highlight on top of where I've layered those other products. Now the reason why I layered cream under powder is because the powder will just stick to the cream and will just kind of like last a lot longer as well. And that highlight is like really nice and really pretty. The only thing that I'm going to do now is just do lips, and then I am done with this look. Now I'm going to keep the lips very minimal. Again, I just want it to be about face. What I might do before I do the face is I might deepen that contour ever so slightly on my face, just to kind of give that, just to give a very slight definition to my cheeks, and also you can kind of see the highlight better that way as well. So I'm just going to do that. Yep, like that. That's nice. And I'm just going to bring that down and just bring that underneath my chin, so my long chin can look a little bit shorter. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is lips. Like I said, I'm going to use MAC Nice and Spicy Pro Longwear Lip Liner on my lips. I'm just going to use it as like an outliner, and maybe just shade slightly in it, just to give my Your Lips But Better look. Yeah, just like that. And this is a really pretty My Lips But Better sort of shade. And then the next thing that I'm going to put on top of that is my NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline. I just bought this recently and I have been loving it. It is so good, so nice, really pigmented, and it's not sticky like most glosses are. So guys, this is my finished summer glowy look. I really like it. It is really pretty. My highlight is popping right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next one very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your week and ciao.